This is the legend of O-Kiku Ido, or O-Kiku's Well, a retold story from Hanako Loves Monsters, a book by Kat Avila. This presentation was produced and read by Kat Avila using her own photographs. I first heard this ghost story as a child when my family visited Himeji Castle, where this well is located and preserved. Kiku was a young maidservant who was loyal to the lord of Himeji Castle. One day she was ordered to spy on a high-ranking samurai. This samurai had greater ambitions than to serve his master. He wished to be the lord of the castle himself. The plot did not succeed. However, Kiku could not escape the suspicions of the angry would-be lord in whose household she worked. After all, Kiku was the lover of another samurai who had the ear of the lord of the castle. The traitor planned his revenge. Kiku was blamed for breaking a dish from a rare set of 10. Though innocent, she was severely punished. Later, she died of her injuries in the abuse, and her body was dumped into a dry well. Every night after that, at the hour of the ox from the well, a woman could be heard slowly, painfully counting. 1, 2, 3, up to the number 10, only she never actually said 10, but would begin wailing and sobbing over the broken dish. People began to avoid the area. A priest was invited to get rid of the ghost. He wasn't sure his idea would work, but he had to try. After the ghost moaned, 9, the priest leapt out from where he had been hiding and shouted, 10. There are 10 dishes altogether. A tense silence passed before Kiku's ghost turned to face the brave priest. She bowed deeply and said, "Domo arigatou gozaimashita," which means "thank you very much" in Japanese, before she vanished. The cycle was broken. Her sad, quivering voice was never heard again from the well. She was called O-Kiku at the shrine where prayers were offered for her, and she has been known by that name ever since. The end. From the sign in Japanese and English next to O-Kiku's well at Himeji Castle, it reads thus. About 1500, Tessan Aoyama, the chief retainer of Norimoto Kotera, planted an intrigue against the lordship. Kiku, who was a maidservant of the Aoyamas, as well as the lover of Motonobu Kinugasa, a loyal retainer of Lord Kotera, knew and warned Motonobu of his lord's danger. Then the plot failed. Aoyama and his follower, Danshiro Chonotsubo, falsely charged her with losing one of a set of 10 valuable dishes, his family treasure. At last they killed her and threw her body into this well. From then her sad voice could be heard from the well every night, counting 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces. Motonobu and some retainers defeated Tessan Aoyama and his followers. After she was enshrined as O-Kiku goddess in Junisho Shrine, no voice could be heard from the well. Other ghostly stories include the death of the head carpenter of Himeji Castle, who committed suicide by jumping from the top of the main donjon after his wife pointed out a flaw. The donjon was leaning slightly northward. There is also Uzume-mon, named after a legend where castle carpenters were buried alive after their job was done, in order to keep the castle layout a secret. Thank you for listening to this presentation of The Legend of O-Kiku's Well.